Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Serena and today we are going to be talking about the new earth feeling of falling off the wagon. Watch this video. Hi guys, alright, so if you've been feeling like you are falling off the wagon lately, let me tell you, you are not alone. You are not alone in this. This is something that we are all going through right now. We are all feeling like we are falling off the wagon. We are all feeling like life is chaotic or we can't keep a consistent routine. But let me tell you, this is a little bit almost of like an energy update, this video, because what is going on here, which is such an amazing thing, is we're being asked to let go of all of our attachments, okay? So falling off the wagon in and of itself is an attachment, okay? So let me get into why this is. Why is falling off the wagon an attachment? And it's not because basically, what is falling off the wagon? Let's just start there, okay? So maybe you've got a clean eating system that you've been implementing, or maybe you have a meditation routine, or maybe you have a new workout regimen that you're working on, and you've been doing a really good job of keeping super consistent, and then just something happens and you just don't do it. Maybe you don't do it for a day, maybe you don't do it for a week, maybe you just don't do it. And then you're thinking to yourself, what the heck? Why am I falling off the wagon? I know this thing is good for me, but I'm not doing it. And I can see clearly that I'm not doing it. And so this is the idea of falling off the wagon, right? And so the mind thinks it knows what's good for me, right? So being asked to let go of all attachments means being in this space of falling off the wagon and still being okay. So in New Earth, the idea here is that when we fall off the wagon, it's not because we're self-sabotaging, it's not because we're too inconsistent, it's not because we secretly like to suffer and abuse ourselves. No. None of that is true in New Earth. The idea here in New Earth about falling off the wagon is so that we can release the attachment to, I have to show up in this certain way in order to be loved and accepted, or I can't enjoy the contrast, right? So I'll give you an example. So for me, right, I make these YouTube videos. I do a lot of work on the computer. I do a lot of remote work. And so for me, usually on the weekdays, I will do all of my work, and then the weekends are my weekends, right? But on the weekends, I always still go through my morning routine, right? And so for me, my morning routine, and I'll put another video, I'll link a video here so you can watch my morning routine. It's so important to have one of those. But so my morning routine usually consists of some sort of exercise, whether that's going for a walk, yoga, run, whatever that might be. It consists of meditation, consists of eating, and then consists of, getting ready and doing work. So that's really my morning routine. I have something that's going to fuel my body. I usually journal or meditate, which fuels, my mind, and then food and things like that, which also fuel the body. So yes, anyways, watch the video if you want to know about my morning routine more consistently. You can watch the video. And so this idea that I always do this routine and it gets me started so well on my day. But over the weekend, we went to a wedding on Saturday night. So Saturday night, we were out very, very late, later than I'm used to being out. And then Sunday came and I was just not feeling the morning routine whatsoever, right? So I was rolling out of bed and with my partner, and we were just, cuddling and being all cute and just having a really, really slow morning. And there was a portion of me that was back here and that was like, Serena, what are you going to do? what's happening? Why are you not doing your routine? What's going on? You're not going to be in a good place, blah, blah, blah. And all the thoughts, all the mental chatter that goes on with that. And so what I'd like to say is that there was a larger portion of me that was so enjoying the contrast of like not being in my spiritual center, right? Or we ate like carbs all day long. We had like 6 pieces of toast. We had mac and cheese pizza for dinner, right? Like usually I'm very, very particular about what's going in my body. Not even from a place of like wanting to look or good or anything like that, but like I'm highly sensitive, so I feel what I eat really consistently. But this day was like such a like hangover day that like we just laid around, we watched sitcoms, we ate a bunch of food that I wouldn't normally eat, and like there was so much richness in that contrast. Like I felt so different from myself, but also so comfortable in that space of just being with my partner, just, you know, laying around together, like just naked and like loving life and drinking coffee and tea and eating toast and just being so slow and delicious. And it was like, that was more nourishing in that moment than my morning routine could ever be. And this is the idea of falling off the wagon in New Earth, is falling off the wagon isn't actually like falling off the wagon, right? We have so much anxiety, especially if you're somebody that needs to be productive on a regular basis. We have so much anxiety around not getting ourselves primed and in the right place in order to function well. But in New Earth, what you'll notice is if you fall off the wagon, it's actually because that's a nourishing experience for you to be having. So the mental chatter around, should I be here? Should I be doing this? Is this going to be bad for me? Is it going to be hard to get back on the wagon? Blah, 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 blah. Whatever that is going on in the background is just a habit, right? So we can let that go and come back to this space of like, this is so nourishing and like almost like a guilty pleasure, right? Like this is just so delicious and so like love it. And the other idea here is that it's okay to feel that way about our contrast. In fact, that's good, because when we can really be nourished in our contrast, in our not center, there is no resistance to that, right? Like I was not in my center yesterday at all. I was way off my center. I was so involved in my partner's world. I was so out of my eating center. I was so out of my spiritual center. Like I was out of every center, but I was so nourished. And you might be feeling the same. Like you fell off the wagon, but also those experiences were nourishing you and bringing you joy and light that you didn't think those experiences could. And that's because the New Earth idea of falling off the wagon isn't like we used to think it was, you know? What you'll also notice is after you're done falling off the wagon, it's going to be so much easier to transition back and forth between the two, right? Because we're not attached. Again, this is all about attachment and thinking we know what's best for us, or thinking we know what we should be doing, or we know anything, really. So the New Earth feeling of this is that it's so much easier to move back and forth from those two spaces. So for me, right, after yesterday, just completely just throwing everything that I knew out the window, I was a little bit anxious for today. Today is Monday, and we're like, okay, gotta get back on the regimen, and you don't got to, but you want to, right? And so I was a little bit nervous. I was like, I don't know. Is it going to be really hard for me to separate from my partner? Is it going to be hard for him? Is it going to be hard to start to exercise again? Or am I going to be craving shit that I shouldn't eat because of what I ate yesterday? All of that mental chatter, again, going on in the background. And I got up, drank some hot water, went for my walk. And it was so easy. And even that felt so nourishing, right? Like I went from not having any routine the day before to having the same structure that I'm used to the next day. And I went into my meditation, had a beautiful meditation. So beautiful, such a heart opening, so much like clarity and cleansing. And so this is the idea. It's not the same way. You know, we don't have to be so rigid, and we can embrace the chaos, because what we learn is that we are all of the things. We are the chaos. We are the structure. And it's just us deciding which we'd like to flow with. And that's what makes it so different, is there's no actual, in New Earth, there are no actual negative consequences to making certain choices, especially when they are nourishing you in that moment and you know that it feels aligned with where you should be. So next time you quote unquote fall off the wagon, just know that that may be exactly where you're supposed to be in that moment, and that you're not actually falling off anything. You're deciding to be in the moment with yourself and to nourish yourself in a way that is different from how you normally nourish yourself. It's nothing but a habit, and getting to choose to, you know, nourish yourself in whichever ways feel the best for you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe down below. If you have not heard, I am doing a woman's sister meditation circle. If you'd like to sign up, you can come connect with me and connect with women from all over the world. We're working with like 7 different time zones. So please, if you'd like to come connect with us, I would love to have you. You can sign up down below, and we will see you there. Thank you so much for watching. Big love, Serena.